You know that amazing business idea you've been kicking around? It feels even better when you picture doing it with a friend, right? Sharing the vision, splitting the work, celebrating the wins together. It's a really powerful and exciting thought.
And maybe you've already got that perfect person in mind. You know, someone whose skills are the exact opposite of yours. And together, you feel like you could take on the world. I mean, it sounds like a dream setup, doesn't it?
But hang on, before you go and sign any papers, it is so important to understand that a partnership isn't just about sharing the good stuff, like the profits. You're also sharing all of the risk. And some of those risks, well, they can be absolutely devastating. So let's peel back the curtain and look at the potential pitfalls.
Let's start with the one thing that's on every business owner's mind, the money. There are two huge financial traps that are just baked into the partnership structure, and you absolutely need to know about them. Okay, this first one is probably the single most important concept to get your head around. The term is unlimited liability. I know, it sounds like boring legal jargon, but what it means is simple and honestly pretty terrifying. There is zero legal wall between the business's money and your money. And this is where it gets real. If the business gets into debt and can't pay its bills, the creditors don't just stop at the company bank account. No, they can legally come after your personal stuff. We're talking your house, your car, your personal savings. Literally everything you own is on the table.
And listen, this isn't some rare theoretical thing that might happen. It's the legal bedrock of a partnership. When the source says personal resources, it means exactly that. That nice, safe firewall you thought existed between your work life and your home life, in a partnership, it's just not there.
Oh, and it gets even worse. The liability is what lawyers call joint and several. In plain English, that means if your partner racks up a huge debt for the business and then can't pay their half, the creditors can, and they absolutely will, come after you for the entire amount. You are on the hook for their mistakes. Now, the second big financial trap is all about resources. See, a big corporation can sell shares to thousands of people to raise money. But a partnership, your funding is basically limited to whatever the partners can personally scrape together. This can really hold you back, making it tough to grow the business, or even just get through a slow period.
But you know, financial problems are often just a symptom. More often than not, the real root of the problem can be traced back to the people themselves, the partners.
This right here is a massive, massive risk. In a partnership, any single partner can sign a contract or make a business decision that legally binds everybody else, whether they knew about it, whether they agreed with it or not. Each partner literally holds the fate of the entire company and everyone in it in their hands. Just think of it like you're all in the same boat. If one person makes a brilliant move, great, everybody moves forward together. But one bad decision, one reckless choice or poorly planned contract can sink the entire boat, taking everyone down with it, even the partners who are screaming not to do it. It's an incredibly high-stakes game. And hey, even if nobody makes a catastrophic blunder, simple disagreements can become a huge deal. When you're both in charge, arguments over the company's direction or even little day-to-day things can really fester, leading to fights that can completely paralyze the business. All this fragility points to another critical issue. A partnership isn't really its own separate thing that can just keep going. If even one partner passes away, decides to retire, or goes personally bankrupt, the entire business can legally grind to a sudden, complete halt.
Yeah, you heard that right. The entire legal structure just dissolves. Poof. Gone. To keep the business alive, the partners who are left have to start all over and form a brand new agreement from scratch. This just creates a ton of instability and uncertainty.
So we've looked at the risks inside the business, both financial and human. But how does the rest of the world look at a partnership? Well, that outside perspective creates its own whole set of challenges. See, unlike big public corporations, partnerships can be really private. They aren't legally required to publish their financial accounts or tell anyone how they're doing. So for an outsider, like a bank you want a loan from or a big client, it's basically impossible to know if you're killing it or if you're on the verge of collapse.
And the direct result of all that secrecy is that, well, people get nervous. There's a general lack of public confidence. And this isn't just about your reputation. It can make it way harder to get a bank loan, to win a big contract, or even to attract the best employees. People hesitate when your finances are a total mystery. So, after going through all these major risks, from your personal savings being on the line to the whole business being able to vanish overnight, we're left with one really important question. Look, there is no question about it.
You have to trust your business partner. But what we've seen is that trust, by itself, doesn't protect you from the legal and financial realities that can turn that dream into a nightmare. It doesn't put a wall around your house and your savings. It doesn't stop the business from dissolving if something happens to your partner. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Knowing everything we've talked about is just trusting someone really enough to outweigh all of these fundamental risks.